Hey guys, welcome back to another aggrobox tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do something that doesn't really have a name. It's basically that celebration where you kind of no flip into the ground. It's kind of like a wave dash. So I'm going to call it short dashing for the sake of simplicity. I think it fits because it's just a short wave dash. I've heard other people call it a thrust or just a no flip into the ground. So it's pretty simple. There are two things that you need to consider when trying to a short dash. One, you need to be able to cancel your flip well, and two, you need to have good control over the momentum of your car. To give you a reference, so you know how quickly you need to cancel your flip, you need to be able to land on your nose from a standstill like this. Now, you don't have to cancel that quickly necessarily every time, but to keep consistency, it's good to be able to cancel as quickly as possible. When it comes to controlling your momentum, there are a couple concepts to keep in mind. The first is to know that as you're going down, your car takes a little moment to get back to its full position. The wheels will be pushed down a little bit, and if you jump during that moment, you'll have a shorter jump. Typically during this zone of a short jump, you want to no flip. The second concept to keep in mind is that when you're boosting, your car is getting pushed down by the boost. You can see this best when you're at supersonic speed because you can pretty much short dash without the need of a jump or a curve. Now, it is useful to know that this is possible, but it's not practical in any way possible. There are a bunch of ways to set up a short dash, but in general you need to keep in mind that you have to have some momentum to counter your jump. By jumping from your landing, you're able to do it after you follow flips and recoveries from aerial shots and whatnot. This also means that it's possible on this curve on the wall, or the curve in the corners of the map over here. It does take some different timing because you don't have to rely on your landing. Generally for the curves, you want to jump at about this area, right about where it gets flat, because your wheels are still a bit lower in that area. This also means that it's possible going up. And for the corners, you just need to jump and flip quickly enough. It's pretty easy on these. Now, because you can do it when you land on the ground, this also means that you can chain it. Just as a general tip, while doing these, it helps if you boost and hold power slide so that you can control your recovery and whatever else you may want to do afterwards. Now, this does also bring up the question, is this useful competitively or just in general? I'd say yes, but it is too difficult, I'd say, in most situations for it to be a viable option. But let's say you have no boost. If you have no boost, you can short dash immediately after a regular flip or something because you're landing. You just got to keep in mind that you're almost always going to spin or lose control, so you need to be able to recover in some way or another. One thing that I could see this being useful for is trying to get boost. If you have no boost and you're racing someone, this extra flip might be enough to get you the boost. It is a bit quicker than just regularly flipping towards boost because you have that extra like tenth of a second where you're flipping earlier than normal. But aside from that, I don't see much use for it competitively. It does help you be a bit quicker around the field, but it is quite difficult to control and master, so I wouldn't be worried about seeing this in ranked. HalfwayDead did make a video for the dashes off of the curve. I think they're pretty useful, but again, they take some pretty specific timing. It's a very situational mechanic, but I wouldn't be surprised if more people pick it up. It is pretty fun to just do it. That's why it's a celebration in the no flip community, because you're just no flipping, but in the ground, you know, swag. I think that covers about everything. So unless you guys have more questions or I don't know, need some advice, feel free to ask in the comments below. I do have a tutorial for no flipping if you have difficulty canceling your flip enough to do this. I'll put a link to that in the description. But yeah, other than that, this should be everything you need to know to short dash. I hope you all learn it well and of course have fun.